Morning lovelies, I hope you're all having a fabulous day. You've got Sammy here, and today we're going to be doing the Hibiscus Granny as part of our 365 Granny Square a Day Crochet Along project. So we started off with the magic ring. I've just done a chain of 3. I'm popping 2 double crochet in. The base of this square is a traditional granny square. So nice and easy with our groups of 3 double crochet clusters, separated by a chain of 3 on the first round to create our 4 corners. I'm just working on my second double crochet cluster now. So 3 double crochet, 2 and 3, chain of 3, and another 3 double crochet. So we work a traditional granny square as our background, and then we work our hibiscus separately and stitch it on. I'm going to be working the background part, the bit we're doing now, in whites and greens, so I can pop a nice pink hibiscus flower on the top. Oops. But right now, just focused on working that traditional granny, and close that magic ring up a little. So, traditional granny square, we have 4 sets of 3 double crochet stitches. Oops, I'm about to do that wrong. Separated by a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to work my last one now and change my yarn colour over. So I will meet you back here in a moment. If you want to work the whole background in one colour, that is entirely up to you. I'll be showing you how to work the next round, whether you are joining in a new colour or continuing on with the same. So I'll meet you back here in a moment, ready to start round 2. Okay, we're back. Round 1 is done. 4 corners, 4 groups of 3 double crochet. Now we joined into the first, so if you're using the same colour, I like to just turn my square and then you're working straight into the chain space. Because I'm changing colour each round, I can just join into the corner space with a simple slip stitch. Chain 3. Now I don't like constantly joining into my starting chain, so what I'm going to do is pop 1 double crochet there. I don't like joining my chain into a chain. Excuse me. So I'm just going to put 2 there, and then when I come back around to finish up, I'll add the 3rd one and slip stitch into the starting chain. Now we're not doing any chains between on the remainder of the round, so it will be quite solid. So we go over to the next chain space, pop in our 3 double crochet, chain of 3, and it's a corner, so we're going to pop another 3 double crochet in so that 3 sit on each side of the square. And then move around to the next corner. No chains in between, just straight into the next chain space with 3 double crochet. another 3 double crochet. Remembering no chain spaces down the side, going into the next corner chain space with 3 double crochet, three, chain of 3, and another 3 double crochet into the same chain space. And our final one, no chain spaces in between, going into the next corner with 3 double crochet, so tail getting in the way there, so 3 double crochet, chain of 3, and as I said, I don't like to join that chain into another chain, so I've got one more double crochet to do to finish off our starting cluster, then into the 3rd loop of the chain with a slip stitch to finish out round 2. So we're getting that big, my magic circle's coming open, close that back up, and we're back to sitting nicely. Alright, I'm going to change colours, meet you back here, joining in to the corner chain space. As I said, if you're not changing colours, just turn over, slip stitch into the corner chain space, and we'll be at the same starting point. See you in a moment. Back ready for round 3, starting with a chain of 3, double crochet. Now we're going to work into the first space between the sets of double crochet. So we're going to go into that gap with 3 double crochet, 1, 2, sorry guys, 3. Remembering no chain spaces on the side, so we're at a corner. So we can cut down that glare, that's a bit better. 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain of 3, and another 3 double crochet, now working into the gap between the sets of double crochet from the previous round, no chain spaces in between. We'll go in there with 3 double crochet. So as I said, this is just a traditional granny for the base, and we're going to complete our hibiscus and attach it to the square. So we're into a corner space next, so that's 3 double crochet, a chain of 3, and 3 double crochet. If you want to follow along with the video to complete this round, go back around 2 minutes. I'm going to leave you here. There are another 3 rounds, so it'll be 6 rounds in total for the granny square, but we have done a couple of traditional grannies. I think you can all get the idea from those 3 rounds of how it works. You just pop 3 double crochet into each space between them, 3 double crochet, a chain of 3, and 3 double crochet in the corners to get them sitting nice and square. So finish off 6 rounds. I'll meet you back here ready to show you how to build our beautiful hibiscus. Okay, gorgeous people, we're back. So I finished the 6 rounds. for our traditional granny, or green and white for me. And now put that aside, fix that glare. We're going to start making our flower that we can stitch on at the end. So I've just made a magic circle, pulled up a loop. I'm going to just do a chain of 1, which won't count as a stitch, and then I'm going to pop 8 single crochet into the circle. If I can keep the tail out of the way. Get out. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I always find single crochet into a magic ring really awkward, but I want this closed up nice and tight for the center of the flower. And start pulling that in, making sure all my stitches are sitting properly. Remembering to ignore that chain of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got twisted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's the chain of 1. We're going to slip stitch into the first single crochet. I know I'm not completely closed up, but I don't like to close my magic ring until I've worked my second round. Just to make sure that everything is sitting right. Pull that tail through to the back. Okay, so from here we're going to do a chain of 5. And we're going to slip stitch that into the next stitch. And chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these chains of 5 that we're slip stitching to the next single crochet from the previous round are going to form our petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slip stitch to the next stitch. And another chain of 5. So at the end of this round you'll have 8 chain 5 spaces. And this flower does get pretty wonky as we fill it out. Try and bring the feeling of those nice curly petals that a real hibiscus has. Nice big curly petals. Alright, I'll let you guys finish this round with chain 5 spaces, and I will meet you back here ready to show you how to fill in these petals and get them looking nice and full and curly. Okay, so I finished the last of those chain 5 spaces. We've got 8 of them now, and I've closed up my magic ring nice and tight, so you can see it's already a little over full. Just going to slip stitch into the next chain space. Now the petals are made of treble crochets. Each treble crochet is separated with a chain 1 space. So what we're going to do is chain 5, which will serve as our first treble, and a chain 1, 3, 4, 5. Then I'm going to work a second treble into that chain 5 space. And a chain 1. We've got some yarn issues happening. A third treble, remembering that chain serves as the first. A whole lot of glare there. 2. So that's our third, chain 1, 4, chain 1, 5, chain 1, 6, chain 1, and our final 7th treble crochet. Okay, so that is the first petal done. So you can see how big and full that is and how they're kind of going to wrap around a little bit. So chain 1, and then we'll start straight off with a treble into the next chain space. There's 1, chain 1, 2, and chain 1, and so on. So 7 treble crochet into each pattern. Each treble crochet is separated with a chain 1 space. I'm just going to untangle this yarn and finish off all those treble crochet. If you want to follow along with the video, go back around 2.5 minutes, but it really is just a treble crochet, a chain of 1, and then back in with another treble crochet. So we have 7 treble crochet in each petal, each one separated with a chain 1 space. I have fun hooking them up. I'll meet you back here just to give you a look at how the flower looks at the end and how we fix it to our granny square. You can either leave a long tail at the start from the magic circle, or just grab a darning needle a length of whatever colour you're doing your hibiscus in and stitch it on. But I'll meet you back here to show you the finished product anyway. Hi gorgeous people, I'm back. Played a bit of yarn chicken, but I win for a change. Now I did warn you that it was very curly. It's almost hyperbolic. It's so curly. So I've left a nice long tail on there, which I will use to stitch that gorgeous hibiscus onto my square, trying to fan out those petals, those curly whirly petals. And I'm going to line that magic ring up with the one in the center there so it sits perfectly center. I'm just going to use a darning needle to stitch that on. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's tutorial. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. I do love these flowers. They're gorgeous. I hope you all have a fab day. And until next time, happy hooking.